So, if you are a business owner, you know the Lord has positioned you to share in big ways, and you are likely passionate about what it is that He has led you to do. But sometimes maybe you're feeling overwhelmed or frozen when it comes to getting your message out. I see you. In this episode, I'm going to share my honest top takeaways, both the good and the bad, from posting a reel to Instagram every day for 30 days straight. So, my hope for you is that you're going to leave feeling seen, inspired, and have several takeaways that you can use as a shortcut. Learn from my lessons learned so that you can go further faster in whatever it is that you are focused on. Hey, I'm Alexandra Cabell. I'm a personal and professional life coach for ambitious small business owners. They want to go far, but self doubt or limiting beliefs and overwhelm may be holding you back. So, we get to work together to cut through the noise, to renew your mind, and then to create action plans specific to you so that you can move forward faster and live your most intentional life possible. All right, so let's get down to it. Here are my honest takeaways from posting a reel every day for 30 days. First and foremost, I have so much respect for my content creator clients and those of you who are watching and maybe we haven't got started working together yet. You guys, you know who you are. Show up every day and share. And that is impressive. And I just want to start there by honoring you for that. It just because something might be easy, it doesn't mean that it's, or I'm sorry, just because something is simple, quote, it doesn't mean that it's easy. Um, and so just an encouragement there, right? However you're showing up, um, it might look a certain way, but it might feel very, very different. And let's just honor the truth in that. Okay, but the biggest thing that I will say is mindset. That was the biggest difference that came from all of this. So it felt so good to commit to something outside of my comfort zone, I gotta say, to flex that muscle that you can do hard things. It makes me think. This is a little bit dramatic, but it makes me think about that quote that you have survived 100% of your hard days, right? Like there's just something so empowering about making a decision, committing to it, and seeing it through. That builds confidence, that builds conviction. And this challenge did just that. Something else that was supportive in growing that strong mindset that I had noticed that you might want to adopt too is accountability, right? Bringing someone in, doing it with a group of people, and then a tool, right? Having some sort of tracker. I did this with a mastermind that I was part of, and then we had a spreadsheet that we had to check in on and to see other people doing their checks. That was motivating to keep it up. I actually just purchased a couple of habit trackers from Cultivate What Matters and also Emily Lay. So looking forward to kind of testing those out in the new year. I've got some really, really great products that I'm excited to use and share with you. All right, and then something else from like a mindset perspective that was super helpful was like just going and not overthinking. Refinement, it will come with action. Clarity comes with action, and this is such a great exercise that produced that. And it makes me think too, for whatever it is that you're kind of digging in your heels on, that you're feeling challenged to go and explore, but you want to do it perfect and it's hard and you're hesitating. Think about, I believe this is Mel Robinson. She's a 5 second rule, right? You give yourself 5 seconds to think about it, to hesitate, and then you go and do the thing. So give yourself 5 seconds and then go on one thing. What can you do today to push the needle somewhere where you've been dragging your feet? My challenge to you, my invitation to you. All right, the next one. Now, after this challenge, I'm thinking of social media as more of a playground. Okay. So it's a place to test, to just have fun, like low stakes, test what I'm sharing, how I'm sharing it, instead of that Instagram of 5 years mentality that has just stuck around for too long and it is no longer serving me or the people who need me to serve them. That mentality of perfection. So it's like ask yourself, whatever it is that you're going through, like, what if it felt fun and easy? What do you need to think differently for that to happen? How do you need to show up differently for that to happen and enjoy it? And honestly, like brings me back to the days of starting my business. It used to, in the very, very early days, so let me take that back. The used to is not appropriate. It felt even more fun and playful and just exciting. And like what if you incorporated that intention in what you were doing today? Um, and that's how I want to approach more of my business, right? Like have it be even more joy filled, even more light. Because what an honor and privilege. That was another big takeaway too. This exercise was really good in refining who I am, what I am about, what grace-based Christian coaching is about, and how it delivers. So if you were to do something, a challenge like this or something different, that refinement is gold. And there's no other way to do it besides sharing in so many different ways, formats, thoughts, and ideas. Something else I noticed is that I wasn't selling much in my content. I had heard someone post recently that, sorry to break it to you, but sharing isn't selling. And ooh, that hit. Realizing, hey, I'm doing a lot of sharing and inspirational content, and I love that. And I want to give that to my clients, but I'm not sharing very much about how I can support them and serve them on a deeper, richer, more fulfilling, more fruitful level. Was talking with a really, really amazing friend who's a business peer, if you will, and we were kind of making the idea so real that you might have heard this, but it just hit and sunk deeper in a new way after this challenge that selling is serving. She had come to a place where she was just sick, and she's like, if I had some sort of like naturopath or doctor that I had come across on social media who was sharing about my problem, the solution that they had, the ways that we could work together, the results that I could experience, I would have given so much to have had that. And so whatever it is that you are doing, that you are pouring into, just know there's someone out there who needs that. And think about her, this client, when you're hesitating of, do I share what I do? Like it is important, it is transformational, it is a God-given gift and passion. So let's use that. Okay. And the notion that like yes, there's so much passion and purpose in what I'm doing, but also like reorienting to what you're doing, like that it's a business and there needs to be some structure and consistency and expectations with that. And that's just the truth. That's the truth of it. So just think about the encouragement here for this one. How can you put God's gifts, God's passions on display? Like, what if you were to take that a little bit more seriously than you did today? Um, and thought of that as a challenge. That's my encouragement and invitation to you. All right, another one. This challenge was beneficial in supporting me in sharing a bigger story. So, thinking more about wanting to inform you all what coaching is, right? This is such a new and different thing that most of my clients have never experienced before. Sharing it would probably be helpful for us to get to know one another better, right? Like sharing my personal and professional background, the topics I'll typically work with clients on, wins that they're experiencing, like what is possible when you partner with the Lord in this way. I'm thinking of more. I love this so much, this next idea of more of my topics and what I share in terms of a bigger picture. One of my personal strengths is being very, very focused. Strengths finder, it's one of the top. So if I'm going to be spending all of this time and energy, it better have a purpose and intention. So now I'm almost thinking of like more of what I'm sharing, how I'm sharing it in terms of like filtering into a bigger picture book in our workshops. Okay. God gave me the divine download for the setup of a book that I have never, ever seen or experienced. So shout out to publishers who want something for driven women who love the Lord and are ready to live their most intentional lives, both personally and professionally. Come at me. There's some amazing things that are literally going to be life changing. And I'm going to say this with such passion and conviction because I know this is all from the Lord delivered on a silver platter and cannot wait to get this in the hands of people out there in his perfect timing. All right, reorient. This challenge is also helpful in reorienting how you might spend your time. So if I am going to show up somewhere, especially as a mom now, a mom of three precious little girls, it has got to be with passion and purpose. So that just sort of was beneficial. And if I'm going to show up to this space and take my time to create content and to share it, like the heart behind it must be there. So there was a fire ignited with that. And then also for my family, right? Like I have this deepened desire to go even more deep with them, right? Because they are inside the walls of my home. I have the most influence on these beautiful little girls. And I know that I know that I know that I have this time with them every day. And almost like the fleeting nature of social media, the quick production, the stories go away so quickly, right? It just got me even more grounded and passionate about serving the people right in front of me. All right, a few other things before we wrap it up. It is time to hire out again. So if this is something that you've considered, maybe this is your sign to go for it too. At times in my business before, I have had various people in, different VAs, people supporting social media, website design, business coaches, masterminds I've been part of, you name it. I've probably tried it. It is time to get back into specifically for social media, the hiring space again. I found through this challenge that I love and adore creating content. Like it fires me up. There's just so many ideas that the Lord has given me to share in regards to serving women who are passionate about pursuing their work and lives with God at the center of it. So that's something that I'm committing to in January, beginning to work with someone. So if you are a social media assistant content creator and you are looking to offer some support, maybe a few hours a week, this could be something that could be a really fun partnership. Feel free to reach out. All right, a few more that are really, really important as we ramp this down a little bit. This challenge is important in reminding me of the criticality of reorienting with numbers and statistics. Again, if you're new here, I'm a mom of three, and God answered prayer beautifully, and that we were able to have three little girls within just under 3 years. So that has been the biggest gift and biggest blessing, and also my time and connection and the way that I can serve my business looks different, right? Like I don't have the 50 hours a week to work that I would do previously. Um, this is an episode in and of itself, though. Maybe this is to come, right? Because the time is shrunk, but it is also expanded so much in how you grow when you become a mom by leaps and bounds. Okay, but statistics, okay? All that to say, things have looked a little bit different, right? Like just holding more space. There's a book, it's called Try Softer. And in my past few years of life, that had to be sort of a bit of an anthem, right? Like show up trying softer. This is going to look different and this is going to feel different because I want to honor my family first and foremost. And that just means things will look a little different as we find our new rhythms. And it's been for the best. And I just want to honor that for you too, if you are in a period of transition. Um, and we're getting our feet under us again. And there's just so much momentum that I know is coming. And part of that reminds me of the criticality of reorienting. In numbers, so did I screenshot where I was with follower count, engagement, reach at the beginning of this challenge? No, I did not. And that was a complete mess. So that's something I would have done differently from the beginning is not only follower count, but all of the other details that you can find within the Instagram app too. What I will say, speaking of the honesty here, is that the number of views did appear to go down on the Reels over time, which, yeah, it was disheartening and frustrating. And it also got me curious. Um, To be completely open, I gotta say, at the worst of it, it felt like a bit of a toxic relationship, right? Like social media. It's tempting every so often, like a bad boyfriend. You want to think about, oh, like maybe it'll be different this time. Let's go back. There's hope and excitement. You think things will be different, and then nothing really changes. You probably are going to feel worse after time going in when you come out of it. But my challenge here for myself and how I work with my clients is to get out of that toxic spiral, that thought pattern. Um, Almost like, why is this happening to me? And think about how this is happening for you. So, what did I do instead? I thought, this is an opportunity for me to get grounded in what I do, right? To lean in, to embody this work. Um, and to let it become alive in my life in a way that maybe it hasn't to a new level. And that was really exciting. Another thing that I had thought about was allowing this to be an opportunity to get grounded, going back to like my like personal life, like get grounded in the truth that my family is what matters most. Okay. And this is something that I'm looking forward to just truly like glorifying and honoring even more so in the next year, like going deeper and prioritizing a beautiful life, leveling up in that capacity. And then like creating like systems, making something that maybe feels hard or overwhelming or complex easy. I support my people in doing that. And I'm excited to do even more of this for myself too, as I think of a good rhythm that works and just you can operate it with ease. One thing I gotta say as I was looking at numbers is that the top post that came out of this challenge was titled How to Bring God into Your Work. This had about 1.3K views, and my current follower count at time of recording is 2.4K followers. So that was pretty great for the account. And I love so much that y'all following loved that. And that we'll get to talk even more about that in the year. Okay, I reprioritize a few things thinking more strategically, practically, um, is that after this challenge, something I'm going to do different is reprioritize my blog post, reprioritize YouTube, like thinking of those as the main. Like I've heard of this concept of like the wheel and the spokes. So thinking of like my podcast and my YouTube as the wheel and social media is just sharing a little bit here and there, like bite-sized pieces of the bigger pie, little tastes of it, if you will. It seems like just thinking about what is the best way for to be found and to grow. And right now, for me, for what I'm seeing in my business, more people can tend to be finding me on Google. So I want to have more evergreen content that can live on my website. Um, and noticing that I have a really good open rate for my emails. And at this point, my newsletter views are higher than the ones on socials. So that was a good reminder to reprioritize the email list too. And I'm even getting curious of maybe posting this content to YouTube Shorts and kind of see how they're received differently. And then last but not least, love the process of going through this challenge and then reflecting. My very best year financially in the business was when I, with consistency, without a doubt, regularly recorded what was working and what was not at the end of each month, made adjustments accordingly, and planned for the following month based on the lessons learned. There is so much power. Reflection reaps rewards. Pausing is productive, right? What I get to guide my clients through are just such life-giving reflections throughout their sessions, and particularly at this time of the year. There's amazing rock solid content that I have for year-end reflections and then launching into the new year that I would love to share with you too. If you are ready to just go further faster than you would on your own in a faith-based way, like this is for you. So head to the website, Grace Based Christian Coaching. check out a little bit more about what this is all about, and then apply for a clarity call so that we can talk through your biggest challenges that are getting in the way of your goals, what you are passionate about seeing come to fruition, and then if and how GSCC can support you in getting from where you are to where God wants you to go. All right, that is what we have got. I hope that this inspired you. You have a couple of questions, nudges to go deeper in. Don't let this just be something that was entertainment, but it's going to change and impact your business and your life for the better. Hope you enjoyed, and we will see each other again soon.